Do you want to come hang out?
I can't. I have all this research and writing homework to do. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Hey Felicia, you want to come hang out?
Sure.
How'd your research and writing go?
Oh, great. I got it all done. All the techniques and tricks that I learned, I got it done in no. Research and writing, I learned how to write a really good first draft. But global revisions have made good papers go to awesome papers. I've learned a few good strategies from Chapter 13 for global revisions. A few that I like to use are, first, ditch your first draft and take some time to reflect on it before you start to revise it. I was more likely to find things I wanted to change after taking a few days of not looking at my paper. I also found that using the questions are to ideas as knives are to onions analogy helped when revising. Asking who, what, when, where, why, and how are important in my thesis revisions. When revising a paper, I found that using the beginnings, middles, ends, and why they work strategy really helps. You can split your paper up any way you want and decide the purpose of each paragraph. It helps prove the relevancy of each paragraph while revising and making changes. You are sure to get a clear beginning, middle, and end to your paper. A portion of what I learned comes from the critical reading and critiquing section in What It Takes. I learned that when reading, especially persuasive papers, you should always question the author. Are they making clear points? Are they fulfilling their purpose? What is their purpose? The short excerpt, The Moon We Left Behind, helped me with critiquing. I didn't agree with everything the author had to say, but without the tools, I would have just went along with what he said anyway. Along with thinking critically, I actually learned a lot from our points to ponder. I've had to think about topics. Some I had no idea were even problems. I learned a lot from all of the discussions and topics that we have had as a class. Asking and answering questions expanded my knowledge and even shaped my opinions. These are only a few things that I've learned, but I'm able to tie these things together. I learned that you can have a critical eye with everything you read, even the Bible. I feel like I've grown closer to God and expanded my knowledge on how to read and ask questions about what I'm reading. I also found that I don't like reading papers that don't have a purpose, or they have a purpose that isn't executed well. That makes me more cautious of my own writing. I don't want to write just to meet a certain page requirement, but I want to write papers that have meaning. Quality over quantity will win every time with me. So how will I use all of these? Academically, being a biology and chemistry double major, I will always have to read research papers, and I will always have to write them. I know how to write a clear thesis, which will lead to clear methods of study. Professionally, I'm going into a medical field. I don't have to agree with every doctor's opinion. I'll have to look at prescriptions carefully. I will have to be able to communicate with my coworkers, doctors, and insurance companies. Also knowing how each type of medicine works, I'll have to be able to describe that to patients. And personally, earlier I mentioned that this class has already begun shaping my relationship with God, and I want to continue using the skills I've gained to continue to grow with God in Scripture.